Guys, welcome back. I'm in the basement. I did a little bit of research on this before I started recording just now, and looking over the new wiring harness that I got from Golden Age Arcade for the interlock switches, I believe that is the issue. Now I'm going to show you why I believe that's the issue. Well, I'm fairly confident that is the issue. So basically what's happening is it wasn't wired correctly, that little harness. It's not a huge deal because I do have an original one. But there are two wires that come on when you turn the switch on and off. There's two wires that are not connected to the switch. So it is feeding zero power into the transformer. So the transformer is not getting energized, which means that if the transformer is not energizing on the back side, it can't put voltages out the other side of it into the plugs and fuses over on the other side of the power brick down there. So here's what I've come up with. Here's an original harness here. So luckily I had one. But so if you look here, let's unplug this interlock switch, okay? This says interlock switch, and it goes over to here, okay? And then we have only two wires for the on-off switch going to the on-off switch, okay? But if you look here, we have black and white. And how I figured this out was the power switch was doing absolutely nothing. It would energize to this plug, which is normal, on, it would energize to the interlock switch. It would never do anything farther than that. So I lifted this up and I'm looking, and if you look underneath here, we have a black and a white. Let me zoom in. So we have where the plug plugs in for the switch, we have a black, a white, and then another black and another white, okay? So these two are connected to nothing. It's doing nothing because we're basically just have wires from a switch going to these two wires, okay? It's not going to obviously do anything. And there's no way to energize these two. So these two can't be energized because there's nothing plugged into them. So we need to take this out, disconnect it from the switch. And if you look on the original harness here, and like I said, I'm not worried about it. It's not a big deal, especially because I have more parts. But I knew there was an interlock switch that goes in the front as well. So this cabinet has a rear interlock switch and a front interlock switch. So if you look here, we have, I'm going to see if I can't, I'm going to put this back on the tripod. I'm going to see if I can't maybe show you here. Maybe we can kind of look at this. So we have two plugs here, okay? One's for the interlock switch and one's for the on-off switch. Now, I know that this is going to go to the back of the cabinet, the back interlock switch, just because of the sheer length of the wire. And then I know that these are real short here, so I know this is going down to my switch in the bottom of the cabinet, which is a 4-lug, which that's why I had originally said the original switch is a 4-lug switch, and he only had 2 wires going to it. And then right here is the other interlock switch, which goes to the coin door. So this should connect everything together. So basically what should happen at this point is power should be coming into the cabinet, okay, into one of these plugs, all right, and then going from this plug should go to the switch. And then from the switch, it should come back to the interlock switches. So basically, we're just making a series, a big, huge loop that needs to be connected. And as of right now, it is currently not connected. So let me take this out. Okay. Let's hook these up. Which also makes sense because you put your blacks on one side and your whites on the other. So you have to be able to make contact. You know, the two blacks need to, you have two blacks, when the switch is off, they're apart. When you put the switch on, Well, you've tied those two black wires together. It's no different than me cutting these ends off and twisting them together. That's basically what the switch is doing. It is just completing a circuit. Now I got to kind of look at this and see what's tied to what here if I can. Which I don't know how easy that's going to be. It's probably not going to be that easy. But hopefully... Can't see nothing. And off camera, I put a new fuse holder in back here. That one was definitely bad. All right, so we got that. So now we have two sets of wires here. Farthest terminals out, then the inner terminals. Middle terminals you skip. Now, I don't know that it really matters which way these go. Jumper plug that's got to go back in. This ties it all together to 120 volts. Okay. And then we have another interlock switch here, which that goes right up to there. And I have the interlock switch sitting right over here on the floor. I hope this fixes it. Clearly, I have not tried this yet. I figured I'd start filming, and if it works, awesome. If not, then I'm back to scratching my head again. So both interlock switches are currently off right now. Let's give it a little power. Don't know if the switch on the bottom of the cabinet is in the right location or spot or not. Power. There it is, guys. It's now powered up. That easy. Something so stupid. All was because it just was not energizing. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get anything on the screen. This is that crappy monitor that needs rebuilt. Oh, we do? We got it, guys. That is freaking awesome. This is the monitor that came out of Stargate, which has a wavy screen. So this monitor needs rebuilt. Plus, there's a lot of screen burn. Nah. You don't want to use screen burn on Alpine ski, especially because you have blue, a lot of light blue in the background. And by having light blue, you'll see every burn mark in your monitor, and you don't want that. So now that we've gotten that straightened out, simple fix, really. It really wasn't that big a deal. He must have just made a mistake, you know, and like I said, it's not a big deal. especially because I had it. Even if I didn't have it, I only had to add a couple more wires to make it function to his harness that he had. So I can definitely still use his harness and just duplicate it, which I'm probably going to need to use his for one of the other Tato cabinets that I'm going to be doing. So awesome, we got that working. Now what I'm going to do is, we know that the board's working. We know that I'm going to find a monitor that's nice. We're going to get the interlock switch mounted to the bracket up there. Kind of neaten up this down here. And then at that point, we can put the joystick on the control panel. Get the control panel in there. Get the monitor mounted to a metal frame, get that slid in the cabinet. In all reality, we should be able to finish this in this video. It might be a long video, might be a couple hour long video, but I'm willing to just get this thing finished because I really want to get this thing wrapped up. I'm excited to play it. Somebody had sent me a message the other day. Maybe I always say the other day. It could have been a month ago for all I know. The days fly by. But anyway, somebody had sent me a message the other day and said that when I get this up and running to message them, I'm going to have to look back and see who said that, who messaged me, and said that he has a bunch of tips he can give me on this game, on how to play the game, because to be honest with you, I don't know how to play it. The only skiing type game I played as a kid was on the Commodore 64, and I believe Atari had Atari had a skiing game too, and that's it. Never played this version on an arcade cabinet before, so I'm pretty excited to play it. I like these type of games. To me, they're a challenge, you know what I mean? And they're not a long-lasting game for the most part. And it's nice when you have people come over because you like compete. Same thing with the pinballs. You know, my buddies come over, we play some pinball, and we kind of compete with each other to see, you know, and it just makes it funner, in my opinion. And if you guys, a day or two ago, Joe from Joe's Arcade was working on a Mayfair. I guess he had worked on it a while ago, and then he worked on it again. I watched the video yesterday. I don't know if it came out yesterday or the day before, but yeah, he was doing the Mayfair. He also agreed that it's a pretty fun game. Once again, another game that you can come up to Mayfair and play this thing. And if you don't have a lot of time, or you just don't want to sit in front of a game for a long period, you're done playing that game in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's such a, that's just how it is. And I'm sure there's people that play Alpine ski that probably can play the shit out of it for an hour. Me, I'll never be that guy. I know that because that's just how it is. So, all right, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to take this monitor off. We're obviously not using this monitor. I'm going to find another monitor. I might have to go in the front garage, unbury it, let it warm up for a while, because I'm not going to turn it on freezing cold, because when you do that, the screen just kind of all gets like frosted up, and it takes a while for like the moisture to come out of it. So I'll probably grab one out of the garage up front and bring it in the house. And then we'll get this buttoned up down here, get the monitor slid in, and just keep going and see if we can't wrap this bad boy up. So I will be back. All right, I grabbed the monitor that I want to use, and I let it warm up for a while. I want to adjust it before I mount it into the cabinet, because then I have less things to try to adjust. It's a lot easier to adjust it out of the cabinet. All right, it's a little blurry. Still a little blurry. Look at that. Oh, must be loose. Contrast maybe. No. Yeah. You know what? I think some of my colors might be up too high. I need to get a little plastic screwdriver so I can adjust these pots. Probably looks pretty good on camera, but definitely a little blurry. course, the screwdriver I grabbed is a piece of junk. Looks like I have maybe a hair too much green. Okay. Definitely still blurry. Looks like as far as it goes. Red's maybe up a little too high. Sometimes oversaturation of color will give it a blurry effect. So you got to kind of watch that. Much better. My black level was too high. All right, so let's go to move it down a little bit. That's pretty damn good right there. That's perfect. That looks awesome. Okay, so now I know that the monitor needs to be mounted in there with the bottom of the monitor facing that way, and this is the back of the cabinet. That's the front of the cabinet. So now we can turn this guy off. Get it unplugged. All right, I'm gonna get the monitor frame on. Easiest way is really to lay it on its face. Luckily that's carpet, so I don't have to put anything down. And remember, that's the back of the cabinet. This is gonna go this way. Goes in that way. Forget how much of a pain these are to put on. Yeah, let me figure this out for a second here. Okay, I think I might have to go from the screen side. Like that. That'll work. Okay. I think I've seen them both ways where they're bolted on the lip on the outside and then on the inside, but I don't see a way for me to get it on the inside. I could try, but I don't think it'll go. Maybe. Now, that's all right. The only part I don't have down here, which I'll have to look around for, is the metal bracket that holds the screen to the back of the cabinet. It keeps it from sagging down. And I do not have that right now. I'm more likely have one in the shop. I just have to find it. Should have a couple of them actually. Okay, ratchet. Okay, goes in this way. That's the back of the cabinet. Oh man. Oh crap. I was wondering if that was going to be a problem. Now I have to go grab another monitor with the vertical frame. Crap. Can't win. I forgot. I wasn't sure about that. Now I gotta go get another monitor and adjust it and then do this again. So I guess I'll do that part off camera and then we'll slide it in place. So off to get another monitor. Okay, I grabbed the correct monitor now, frame and everything, and this monitor actually looks even better than the other one. And I had to mess with the convergences a little bit and adjust the picture over because it was too far to the left. So I actually had to adjust the convergence rings, the yoke a little bit, and everything to get the image to shift farther to the right because it would not shift any farther with the vertical position. but I got it looking really good. Screen's dirty right now, but that's okay. So now off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and get that frame taken off of that monitor and put it onto this so that we can come back and slide it in the cabinet and move forward now. Okay, wasn't too bad. Actually worked out for the better. We have a nicer looking monitor now. Now I'm gonna get it up in the cabinet. Round two. Grab my bolts. All right, gotta find nuts for those. I'm gonna wipe the screen once I tighten this down, and then we're gonna put the screen bezel and everything in, so that's done with. I've got a huge mess down here. Usual, normal. Screen is filthy. It's got a little bit of screen burn, but wait until you see the picture. The picture looks freaking awesome. But the screen burn's not that bad at all. I gotta put lights in there, so I gotta see how this fits. I could probably get the lights from underneath. Come on. Okay. I gotta glue that piece on real quick that I busted off. Just gonna put a little bit on there. Goes this way. Very hard to hold this. Go figure. Yeah. It's not working out so well. Find some tape. Okay, well that's drying. I have this one right here. This will hold 2 bulbs to light up the instruction area, but these aren't the right clips for this one. These are for the horizontal one. But I'm gonna see if I can't get these to clip into the frame rail. Or the rail of the monitor. I'm not sure if I will be able to be. I don't think so. All right, I gotta find different style ones. Well, maybe. Maybe. Take the bulb out, might be able to get them in. It's in there, but I don't think the bulb will fit in there. So that's not really gonna work for me. Unless I can get it up higher, which I might be able to. Still have another idea. Like that, and then I'll put a screw into the wood right there, and that'll hold them. That should work. This actually might work better than I thought. Just don't want to screw them in yet until I figure out what height it is. Okay, they got to go up higher. Okay, there and there. So I'm going to grab 2 screws, and we'll put screws into the wood. That'll hold those in place. One. Perfect. Let's get another screw. This is so fun. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Can't get the freaking thing started. I have to drill a hole in this one. It's thin sheet metal, shouldn't be this hard. Problem is I don't really have anywhere good for the drill. Now, I'm gonna have to drill a hole in that one. All right. Got it. I gotta fight with that. Okay, that's in. That's dry. Like I said before, if you see the screen, get that bracket and it'll hold it up. All right, and then I got a bracket down here that is supposed to stop the screen from sliding forward, but to be honest with you, it's gonna go. Nope, too far. Right about there. And this guy goes like that. And it stops that from coming down any farther. I'm gonna plug the monitor in. We'll turn it on and see what it looks like. I also got to move the marquee light around too that I screwed up on. Maybe, maybe not. If the cords are long enough, I'll leave it. Trying. They got this wire zip tied too far down the thing. Gotta back it out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Instruction card's lit up. Marquee is lit up. See how nice that marquee looks with the old style bulbs in it. LEDs would just ruin it. It's not supposed to be like bright white. It's supposed to have that little bit of an off color. You see how nice the instruction card's lit up? So you can read that. But yeah, look at that picture. Hard to see it in a screen, I'm sure, but really nice picture. So now we can do the control panel, and then it's a bunch of buttoning up inside, T-molding. Let me grab the control panel. Got to put the joystick in it. Make sure this fits okay still. Yep, beautiful. Stripes line up. That's nice. All right, let me get the joystick. It's a brand new, it's an original, it's a new old stock joystick. Here it is in the original box still. So we got a brand new Waco, whatever you want to call it. Waco, I don't know. We got 4 brand new carriage bolts with it. We got the original instruction card for it. And a brand new white ball top, dust washer, everything. Oh, it's already been cut. Okay, good. Believe I got this from somebody off of Clove. This was a while ago. I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure. It's amazing how people still find these kind of parts like this. I literally just unsealed this bag for the first time. Stapled and everything. Brand new spring, E-clip, spacer, washer. So our dust washer goes in there. Oh, the dogs upstairs are driving me crazy. Playing, non-stop playing. It's kind of cut like shit. We'll clean her up. Now that looks good. Perfect. One little corner is lifted right there. I'm gonna have to get some glue for that. Super glue will probably work. Sounds like all the dogs are chasing each other around. The joysticks are, the shaft of the joystick is probably one of the hardest. These are probably one of the hardest joysticks to put them in, because there's a bunch of washers and you have to get them all lined up so that you can get the shaft through all the washers. Can't see what I'm doing. There we go. One more washer, come on. Come on. Got it. Now it gets the spring. That goes down in there. Gets the spacer. Then the dreaded E-clip. I should make a shirt with a picture of an E-clip, and it's going to say you'll shoot your eye out. There we go. Now I got to tighten it. I think it's 11/32, of course. Don't have a deep well down here of that size. Oh, maybe not. 3/8. Still don't have a 3/8 down here. Deep well. But I think I'll make it with the ratchet. As soon as I find out what I do with the ratchet. Here, Mr. Ratchet. I gotta figure out free play on this thing. I think it has free play. Not positive. Shit, this is not gonna work. Maybe. Got one. Beautiful. Now I got to figure out what wires do what. Let's see if the old handy dandy manual that sucks for this game shows me. I don't know what the wire colors originally are. I wonder if they are the colors that are on there. We shall find out if I can read this stupid thing. Wiring diagram. Okay. Where is the control panel? Filter assembly, speaker, marquee light, monitor, coin door, control panel. Okay. So black obviously is our ground. So we have, oh, that's right. This is only used as a two-way. So we just got to have up and down. Or is it? No, we got right to left. Right to left. Okay, so yellow is right and violet is forward. Oh, there is three. Is there three? 1, 2. Why do I only see 2? Where's violet? Oh, violet's that. Yeah, there's only 2. There's only right and left. Okay, so left's brown, right is yellow. Right would be this direction. What the hell is that? Oh, it's my socket. Right's that direction. And that is yellow. I forgot these are 4-ways, but they're only used as a 2-way. Beautiful. We can plug in the control panel. Speaker still needs plugged in too. The cleaning up of the wires, I'll probably just do that off camera. It's kind of boring, but I could show you it after the fact. So we have speaker here. This way. All right, now I need to see about putting this thing on free play. Well, I don't think the wiring diagram is going to show me how to put it on free play. We need dip switch settings. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Find my dip switches. Where are they? They're not on the front board, really. Oh, they're there. Okay, let's see if I can figure out what we got going on here. Okay. Does it have free play? Coin play? Did they make a high score saver for this? Did I buy one? I'll bet you I did. Did I? Can't remember. I don't think this has free play. Or you know what? It might have free play, but if it does, it might stay on a static screen. And that sucks because that creates screen burn, and we don't want that. I'm gonna go look. I don't remember if I bought one or not. That sound chip right there is the same sound chip that I used for Silver Ball Mania to get the Silver Ball Mania soundboard working. Exact same chip right there. I don't know, let me look at the dip switches real quick. I'm pretty positive though, if it does have free play, it's just gonna put it on a static screen the whole time. But I don't know that it has free play. I'm not seeing anything. Time, test, screen, game style, coins, points to qualify, additional, extension, display of year, no hit, coin system. I don't think it has it. Okay, I do have one. Now this kit here, we're gonna do one more video on this. I just thought about it and I'm like, you know what? My phone's not charged right now. I need to download the instructions and go through those while installing this because it's a 2-board system. Now this supports Frontline, Western, and Alpine ski. Now, could you play Frontline and Western on this cabinet? You could if you had a 4 or an 8-way joystick. So the problem would be is the wiring, I don't think would support it. Let me look at the wiring. I would have to possibly add wires to be able to do that. You would never know those games were on here unless you, I think you have to hold the player 1 and player 2 start buttons down to do it. But the control panel wiring harness is under the cabinet up here. That's coin door. Oh, control panel is already plugged in. I'd have to look at it, but I don't think there are a bunch of wires on it. Is the control panel plugged in? No, it's not. It's not plugged in yet. Here it is. So this only has enough for Alpine ski. So the only way I could make it work would be to add wires from the control panel all the way to here. It's possible. It's doable. It looks like R16 right here is your controls. So you would just have to add to those pinouts there. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure. Western I've never played. Frontline, I don't like it. I think it's just way too hard. It's just not my thing. But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch some videos on Western. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll add Western to this. It wouldn't be that hard. Well, Western's an 8-way. Is that an 8-way or a 4-way joystick? I think it's pronounced Wicco, right? Wicco. Replacement kit for Wicco 2-way, 4-way, and 8-way. So this is, I don't know if this is a 4-way or not. Maybe there's a part number. So they apparently did have a 2-way maybe for Alpine ski. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Can't remember on the last one I did. I don't see a part number on this box, unfortunately. I don't know. Not sure. But let me plug in the coin door and the control panel. Let's just see if the coin door works, and we can coin up, just see if it works. And I'll just, like I said, it's getting kind of late. I'll just do one more video on it. What's the big deal? I wanted to finish it on this video. Can I finish it tonight? Yeah. Do I want to? Not really. Sometimes it's nice to just take your time. Okay, so we unplug this guy. Jesus. Maybe that bad boy is stuck. Probably never been unplugged. That's impressive. Oh, I want to save that. That's good to have. Okay, this is coin door. These two wires go to the service switch right there. I wonder if that joystick has a part number on it. So I'm pretty positive that the Alpine ski only came with a 2-way joystick. So technically that's an original joystick, but it's not one for Alpine ski. At least that's what I think. So let me turn this on. Let's see if it what it does. Volume might be really loud. Oh, we got a coin door light working. Look at that, an old light bulb's working. 0 credits. Let's see if it'll credit. Can't believe an old light bulb's actually. Oh, they're both working. Look at that. I'll leave those light bulbs in there. And there's a key on the door still. Coin up. Oh yeah. Okay, player 1. Does it work? Nope. You know what? It could be set for. No, it should start. I don't think these are the right light bulbs in there. They seem awful bright. Leaf switches might not be adjusted. They might be too far apart. using no controls. Interesting. In, out. Oh, I know why. Missed a pin on the plug, the ground plug, or the ground wire for the control panel. When I plugged the connector in, the pin slid on the side of the connector, so it was not making contact. So in theory, this should start. But I'm gonna strap this down real quick. You know what? Before I do that, is there a part number on here? No part number. Still might be one on there somewhere. I can always look at the joystick and hold it on an angle and see if it's depressing both leaves at the same time or not. Well, this keeps going until you run out of time. Okay, I lowered down the volume a little bit because that was a little bit loud. I'm going to coin it up for a 2-player game. We're going to try both players. Oops. Still a little bit loud. My green is up too high on the monitor, I think. Maybe it's a blue. Well, at least I'm good at it. This is like every other game, you got to get to know the course. I tried going faster to see what it did. Be nice if you could slow down. Screw that 1,000 points. Literally, I cannot get over there. I did it once. Maybe I gotta go from this side over to there. I think my brightness is a bit high. Need to lower the brightness a little bit, but other than that, it's working pretty good. So, all right, let me end this video. We'll do one more. Screw it. I don't care. It's a working game. So next video, we will wrap up the coin door. We'll get the free play on it. We'll get the weather stripping, the T-molding on it, and then we'll button up the wiring in the back. And this one will be done, ready to go in the line of the other Tato games. I'm going to do a video on ice cold beer. I'm going to play some games on ice cold beer. I almost got ball 6 in the other night. So that's 4 away from 10. Will I ever get to 10? I don't know, man. It's hard. I just missed 6. I got through 5, and then I had 6. The 6th hole, I was right next to it. And I screwed up, and the ball, it was on my 3rd ball, and I didn't get it in 6th hole. So, all right, we'll do one more video on this, and then we'll play it tomorrow. I think we'll probably finish it tomorrow, and then we'll play it. And then I'll do a video this week on ice cold beer. I want to play a couple of games of that. And then we need to get on to the Playboy cabinet. I want to get that in the basement. Still haven't ordered the hard top yet. I was going to order it, but I was just kind of holding out because it's going to take a couple weeks to get it, which is totally fine by me because I haven't even gotten the cabinet done yet. So I'm like, why even order it yet and have it sitting around here? They make me a little nervous sitting around because you can't lean them up against anything. You kind of got to lay them flat because if you lean them up against something, then they're going to bow over time. So you got to leave them flat. And where am I really have an area to put a big piece like that flat? So I'll probably order it next week. And that gives me a couple weeks to get the cabinet done. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and please hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Have a good night.